From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning of Mornings LALATE as early mornings heats up with your forced stimulus check update of 2021. In this recording, direct from Santa Monica, we'll go over the breaking news and why that Democrats will be giving you more months of checks. Then we go to the recon. $3.5 trillion of checks are going to the big vote on Monday. I'll have the latest breaking news about that vote on Monday and why there's details in Steny Hoyer's letter that no one saw coming. Then we go to the great details across the board that Purple Hawks are pouncing. This is third stimulus and the big money coming under fourth stimulus that they're ready for as well. We'll be going over the final 15 minutes of this video as big sums of money are coming under fourth stimulus. We'll be cutting to fifth stimulus, and then we'll be going over the surprising news as student loan debt has been forgiven for some and SNAP benefits have been increased for all. It's a big, beautiful early morning broadcast. The details are underway. Let's get to the deliciousness starting right here, right now, as Early Mornings LA begins. Hey, good early morning, everybody. It's a beautiful morning across the board. As we go into an early morning of excitement about Monday's vote for the recon. That vote for the recon has details heating up as Steny Hoyer is bringing Congress back into session on the House side. Those are not your House members. Unless you have a special house. These are not the House members either, but the House members are coming back in, and Steny Hoyer has a vote ready for them. But what's that vote for? I have all the details and what Hoyer's remarks said and why this is the biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel. I have those details and more as a big Early Mornings LA broadcast gets underway right now. How are you? Thank you for joining me across the board. Hope you're having a beautiful day. Boy, what a day it is. In this recording, we'll go over that fourth stimulus check and why the Democrats are likely to give you more months of checks than the recon. $3.5 trillion of checks coming to you and the American people. And then the final 15 minutes of the video, stay to the very end, but subscribe. This is LALATE, America's only 24-hour day, 7 days a week, financial news channel in America. Live in the morning on Overnight's Crypto, currently playing on the channel. Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. and overnights and then early mornings LALATE, and then noontime LALATE, and subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video to 3,000 likes and consider becoming a member. Boy, that YouTube alert system is not working. And so if you have been a member of this channel, you're not getting alerts. So let's go over that schedule programming for today so you don't miss anything happening. You're currently watching Early Mornings LA at 9 a.m. This is a brand new show. Before this broadcast was overnights at 3 and 3:30. If you missed them, they're now on the channel. Coming up at 9 o'clock is Mornings LA. It's a brand new show. It's live. It's direct from Santa Monica. I want to see you in that live chat. Join me at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Then 45 minutes thereafter is Mornings Crypto. I want to see you on that show in the live chat. Then 11 a.m. is noontime. Then we go into the 1 o'clock afternoons, the 3 o'clock afternoons, which is a brand new show, and then the 5 o'clock evenings LA. Then we go into Stream the Stimulus at 7. After Stream Stimulus, we started going into our 1 hour programming schedule, a new show every hour. 1 hour after Stream Stimulus is Sirloin. Then an hour after that is Overnights. And then we go into Purple, and away we go. Let's go into that fourth stimulus check starting right now. House versus Senate, Senate versus House. More Democrats are coming out saying, excuse me, we need stimulus checks. What are you doing here? So let's go over who's speaking and what are they saying about those stimulus checks. We have the exciting details of Senators Warren, Sanders, and Wyden saying we need a monthly stimulus check. They say monthly, but they do not say the amount. That is unknown. AOC, Omar, also saying we need monthly. They're on the House side. They, however, give a price tag, $2,000 a month. Then we have all the incredible details of the House Ways and Means members. They say monthly. In fact, they say they're going to put it in the fourth stimulus package. They do not say the amount. They also say the fifth stimulus check as well. I've got a lot of people asking about why are we talking about a fifth stimulus check? Doesn't that overlap with the fourth? No, because House Ways and Means says monthly. House Ways and Means has never said, 20 months of checks or pandemic plus 1 year. This is House Ways and Means. They say monthly, and then they say a fifth one next year. So they do not overlap in the House Ways and Means the way they're calculated. Then the American petition asking for a monthly stimulus check, $2,000. That signature is now, so signatures are now at nearly 3 million U.S. Viewers. And then we have the House bill. $1,000 a month after the first month of 2000. That is pandemic plus 1 year. So let's go over that House bill and why the House bill is incredible, great news. But if you're in the live chat, vote House of Senate, and tell me where you're tuning in from this beautiful morning, direct from Santa Monica. The House bill pays a lot more checks because it's pandemic plus 1 year. If you heard the breaking news on Friday, it was on both the health front and also on the economic business front. Ross department stores, which had massive earnings in January to now, killing and beating Wall Street's estimates, came in on Friday and said, wait up. Q3, quarter three, coming up in a few weeks from now, we're projecting lower sales. In fact, lower than Wall Street's estimate. Wall Street's estimate's over $1 a share. They came in and said, no, we're Ross. We're saying you have us too high. It's going to be 60 cents a share. Why? They said of Delta. Well, there you go. Pandemic plus 1 year, you're likely to get more than 12 checks from those House members. And let's go over all the details. Who gets this fourth stimulus check? Democrats represent, you do. Single individuals, 75,000 or less. Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Married couple, 150,000 or less, double it. Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Family of four, Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, retirement benefits, Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. The fourth stimulus check is not income. It's not taxable. And the fourth stimulus check is not a different check for different people, including adult dependents. Finally, a fourth stimulus check is not a waivable check. So if you're carrying a surfboard at the beach and you see someone else carrying a surfboard at the beach, do not wave at it, especially if it's the waivable check, because the surfboard will hit them on the head. I can't wave. I'm carrying a surfboard. What do you expect me to do? In the second half of this video, we'll go over the incredible great news about that recon. Done deal. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to the American people, in addition to the stimulus checks, mostly application base, and this is where you want it to be. The biggest payout you're ever going to see in the history of this channel. Then we cut to the final 15 minutes of this video. So much happening. Stay to those final 15 with a lot of breaking news. But first, let's get some money. Get that pen and paper ready out, and let's get some money. When we talk about rent or utilities, we said maybe it was, a couple $1,000s, and maybe it's more. Now we're seeing that these payouts are enormous, and let's look and see how much viewers are getting paid. Are you ready to take a look? Away we go. When we talk about this rent and utilities, let's see the numbers as here is the shocker. Bam. $27,000 for Elizabeth. My goodness. Great job, Elizabeth. Marketing, $25,000 for rent. Nancy, $24,000 for rent. Richard, $22,000. And Nisi, $20,000 for rent. These are Purple Hawks. Members of this channel, you're killing it. And I'm just so excited for so many viewers for so many reasons. I'll tell you one of the reasons why I'm so excited is that I get these messages every few hours on social media, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Private message me with people saying, thank you, I got money today because of you. Imagine, these are people who are getting the message saying, don't wait for fourth stimulus. It's going to happen. Get money today. You need money today. Pick up the phone and get the money. I had one viewer send me a message on Instagram just before I went on air. Wonderful message. He said, I got money for this utility bill yesterday. Tomorrow I'm going in the rent. I'm not stopping with the utility bill. I'm getting the rent paid next. I love that. So Sharon getting $2,700 for SNAP. Lainey getting $13,000 for rent. The day before, success stories as well. We had Johnny getting $12,000 for SNAP. Kathy getting $14,000 for rent, $600 for water, $6,000 a year for SNAP. We had Helen getting 2 utilities and also getting $4,000 for rent. And then over the last few days, just pages and pages of people getting big sums of money. I want you to send me a private message on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at LALATE if you got these sums of money as well. We had Cecilia who got $1,200 for heap. That's a heap of heap. So how much in utilities are viewers getting? Are you ready for this deliciousness? Bam. Oh my goodness. Nancy getting $7,000 for utilities. Mark, $6,500 for utilities. And Angela's $55,000 for utilities. Let's take a look at Snap. Are you kidding me? Wow, what a great job. Louis getting $18,000 for Snap. John, $10,000 to $12,000. And Nancy, there's Nancy with 3 items. Rent, utilities, and Snap. She's in the Triple Crown. Who else made it to the Triple Crown? Whoa, Nancy getting $32,000 for 3 items. Nisi, $23,000 for 3 items. And Mark, congratulations, getting $32,000 for 2 items. Excuse me. Wait a second. How did you get on my graphic? That's a 3-item person graphic. I'll tell you what happened with Mark. Mark had initially got 2 items of 32,000, but on air for 5 days, I said to Mark, go get the 3rd item. It's Snap. Why did you not get Snap? Because it's a Snap. It's a Snap to get Snap, and that's why they call it that. Well, he did get Snap. And there's so many reasons I love Mark's story. One of the reasons is because I went on air, I said, go get the 3rd item. He got it, but it didn't take him 5 months to get it. It took him less than 5 days to get it. He got it just in a few days. Then I also like the story because he told a neighbor, watch me. Tell that neighbor, watch LALATE. That kid's the real deal. And I don't like it because just simply that the viewer watched me, but because the viewer watched me, and then that person got $20,000 of rent in just a few days as well. Wow, these are people who are picking up the phone and calling. It's just like that nice person who sent me that Instagram message overnight and said, I got 1 item, I'm ready to get the 2nd, and I'm not stopping at 2. That is a true Purple Power spirit. So how much money do you think that Mark got for Snap? He got a lot. He got a lot. He got $19,000, bringing his grand total to $50,000. Boy, congratulations to Mark. The numbers continue to come on in. And Lorraine, she got over $100,000 from this channel. If you think the sky is the limit, it is, because this is LALATE. This is what we've been doing since day one. I launched this channel in spring of last year to help get people money. And we've been getting money all along. The EIDL grant of loans people had applied for, they were not getting approved. And I said, wait a second, I got to get those applications approved. So I launched this channel for that. And off camera and on camera, I was helping people get applications out of stall mode into approved mode. 10 applications a day, $150,000 a pop generally. $25 million of EIDL loans approved because of this channel, saving people's businesses, their homes, and their employees' homes. Then, in fall of 2020, second stimulus was not coming. So I did it again. I said, you need money. Second stimulus was not coming. I got viewers $250,000 of money for rent. Tyrone and his family of 4 got $50,000 of rent. Paid all their rent from December to the new year. But now you're doing it bigger and better than ever before because you've seen the repetition and you've seen that the numbers are going bigger. So get a pen and paper ready. We're going to go over the big sums of money right now. I'm just so excited. It's just become like a movement. It's become a mindset. Do not wait for something when there's money available. And I said this yesterday on one of the videos. I want to say it again right now. There's always a person who says, why are you doing reruns of third stimulus? Very simply. Once third stimulus is passed, unless you've gotten all the money from third stimulus, which you see now, viewers are getting the third stimulus money just today, just yesterday, just the day before, you need to tell them, hey, here's the money to get. People sometimes think, oh, we passed a law, let's go to the next law. We passed a law, let's go to the next law. Wait, you haven't gotten the money from the last law. And that money's still available. In fact, a lot of this money for rent, utilities, and SNAP didn't come initially. It took several months to come. So there's no reason to sort of jump to forced stimulus and start chasing its stimulus check when all this money is available right now. So get that pen and paper ready. I'm going to go over some introductory remarks. Number one, there is going to be 6 places I'm going to show you to reach out to. So reach out to each. If you reach out to the first one, they say no, don't worry. Reach out to the next. They have different eligibility. Number 2, they also have their own pots of money. Number 3, just because one says no doesn't mean the next one means no as well. They all do things differently. Number 4, every state has money. The federal government gave the same amount of money to every state. They divided it based upon the number of residents in that state. So if you're in one state, don't think your state is paying any less money than it isn't than the other state. They're all paying the same amount of money. Also, it's important to understand that if you're in a very small town, like 100 people in the town, there's not going to be any money in that town. But go up on the food chain, because I'm going to show you the food chain. City, county, state. Finally, listen to the keywords I say in this video. It really helps people get approved. And also, do not insert new eligibility criteria you just created. They don't give money to people with surfboards. Who said that? Mitch? No, untrue. And so here we go. 6 places you're going to reach out to: your city hall, your city house authority; your county hall, your county house authority; your state hall, your state house authority. And the keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID, or mortgage utility assistance because of COVID. You don't say words they don't know, like stimulus or Mitch's wonderful lobster ice cream. Oh, my goodness. Oh, just don't say that to them. They're going to hang up the phone on you. You know they are. And then they're just going to run for the toilet. Don't do that. And congratulations, Tim and Linda, who got this wonderful bottle of money. If you got money for rent or utilities as well, post in the live chat. Now let's turn to Snap. Snap is a Snap, and you can get it as well. Mark got $19,000. Louis got $15,000. Lynn Glenn got it for herself and her son and her mom. What is Snap? It is money for food. How do you get it? Department of Agriculture. Eligibility is easier than a stimulus check. Why would you not get it? How much does it pay? A family 4 out of Hawaii gets upwards of $16,000 a year. Why so much money? Because of several lifts. But if you're watching this channel last Monday, live on air, I broke the news, first place anywhere, of what Biden did. Biden picked up the phone and called Department of Agriculture, said, my executive orders expire in a few days. I'm not going to do any more executive orders. You're going to fix this. Number one, you're going to do more money. Number two, and you're going to do it a lifetime. And they did. On Monday, Department of Agriculture made the amazing, wonderful, great news announcement of the following. Everyone's SNAP benefits are going up. How? Here are the details. Everyone's SNAP benefits, starting in October, will go up an average of 25% lifetime automatic. Oh my goodness. And if you guys are snapping the post in the live chat right now, let's turn to the next pot of money. It is the money coming back from your states through overpayment of unemployment benefits. The checks have been paying out $3,000, $5,000. Direct deposit. How do you track it? Contact your state and say, hi, state, where's that check to overpayment of unemployment benefits? I don't know. Let me take off my scarf. Sirloin, is that you? And why are you wearing a scarf? We will find out where Sirloin has been in the next few weeks. And more to that, let's turn to the next spot of the money. It's the money coming back from the federal government on that unemployment benefits. The taxes you paid on that 2020 tax return for unemployment benefits. It's a waivable check. The average payment is about $1,200, $1,400, but I had one viewer overnight saying I got $2,000. It just depends on how much you paid. Congratulations, Tim and Linda, who got that wonderful pot of money as well. But if you're in the live chat and you have not posted your success story yet for rent or utilities, post in the live chat right now. When you do, you inspire and help other people. I'll tell you how. There's several ways of which you inspire people by posting your success story. Sometimes you just help people realize, I got to pick up the phone. I got to pick up the phone. All these people are doing these things and getting these money. And sometimes when they see there's just thousands and tens of thousands of viewers of this channel picking up the phone and they aren't, then they realize, wait a second, I got to pick up the phone. Number two, you help viewers realize that these are big sums of money. These aren't a few $100s here and a few $100s there. Number three, viewers like Art Sullivan and Nisi got 3 items. They inspire other people to get 3 items. And finally, we're realizing the big sums of money are bigger than we ever thought. So post your success stories and help other people right now. That's the spirit of the channel, me helping you and you helping others. Meantime, the remainder of those unemployment benefits, that refund check from IRS, where's that landing? Direct deposit. Can you track it? Yeah, go to irs.gov. Do a transcript search, and 70% of the time it'll work. It'll reveal the tax return you filed and the taxes you paid 70% of the time. And then the other 70% of the time reveals stuff about Mitch McConnell you wish you had never seen. Oh, my eyes. Can we top that? Yes. As we go into the final 15 minutes, no, we're not in the final 15. As we go into the second part of this video, about your fourth stimulus check update 2021, starting right now. Deal done. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you under the fourth stimulus recon. Let me explain what this is and why I think it's why the details are what they are. First, we've already been talking about stimulus checks, that there's a push to get them into the fourth stimulus recon. But the remainder of the recon is $3.5 trillion. Number one, it's going to pass with that price tag because they agreed upon the price tag before they started the process. So they already agreed upon the price tag before they even did this. Number two, all the Democrats say they're passing it. Number three, you don't need any Republican votes. Number four, Because they have to pass the recon, otherwise the roads and bridges doesn't pass. The president's made very clear, you must put on my desk in the White House both bodies of law for me to sign. And finally, the recon is all checks for you, checks for the American people. First, second, third, recon, all this small. Fourth, this big. Previous stimulus packages, 89% for corporations. This one, all for you. It's all checks for you. It's incredible, great news. How do we get to this spot? We got to this spot by taking the roads and bridges out of the recon, which made the recon passable. A conservative publication confirms my reporting. The higher the price tag was on the recon before, the harder it was to pass. There you go, confirmation. But by allowing the Democrats to take out some of the spending from the right recon, roads and bridges, and put in the bipartisan, the overall price tag of the recon got smaller, obviously. In other words, the bipartisan deal made the recon passable, and vice versa. The Democratic caucus of both House members and senators and the president met before they started this whole process and agreed upon a price tag of $3.5 trillion. So the vote on Monday will just be ceremonial because everyone agreed upon $3.5 trillion. Representative Richie Torres and also Ilhan Omar said we had to have a recon that went as far as we wanted and a larger recon. They got it, $3.5 trillion. The president had been meeting with them to get a price tag and got it, and then said, protect my recon. Says Brian Schatz and Jalopal, both Democrats and progressives. The White House told them. The White House considers the progressive priorities in the recon the White House's priorities. So what is a recon? What is a bipartisan? What is a recon procedural? And what is a recon substantive? Let's go over all the details, starting right now with recon and bipartisan. Recon is your money. Bipartisan is not your money. So recon is your money. This also stands for reconciliation, also called the budget bill, also called the Democratic spending plan or the progressive welfare assistance plan. Lots of spending across the board. Bipartisan, not your money. Roads and bridges, also called infrastructure, price tag $1.5 trillion. We have 3 bills to do. Recon procedural, which could be done as early as Monday. Recon substantive and bipartisan. So what's the difference between this recon substantive and recon procedural? So recon procedural is very simple. It basically has 2 questions. Price tag and who gets what sums of money in committees. First it says, what's the price tag of $3.5 trillion? Yeah, it is. We'll agree to that. And then it says, okay, we got 20 committees and each committee gets $10. Done. That's all it says. Then we go do recon substantive after we pass procedural, and we say, okay, now that the committee has $10 in the Congress, how does that committee spend those $10? And that's recon substantive. How do we get to this wonderful spot? We got to this wonderful spot from Jalopal, who recently wrote Schumer a letter saying, Chuck, call the vote on the recon. The letter was signed by 12 House Democrats, part of 100 plus, who recently wrote the president a letter saying, we're going to be putting monthly forced stimulus checks in the forced stimulus recon. Wow, can we top that? We can. As 7 members of the House Ways and Means Subcommittee recently wrote the president a letter saying, we're going to be putting monthly forced stimulus checks in that forced stimulus recon. Boy, that is great news. And we got to keep them to their promise. Can we top that? Yes. As Biden did it, 8 weeks ago, he went overseas for a ceremonial signature, but the real signature a few days later back in the States. He got a thing that is confusing and complicated out of the recon. That thing is the global minimum corporate tax rate. Now it's not in the recon, making it easier to write the recon, easier to call the vote on the recon, easier to pass the recon. And can we top that? Yes. As we go into the final 15 minutes of this video, we'll be going over all the exciting great news about this recon, why it's going to pass, why it's the biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel, why it's mostly application-based, and what about those stimulus checks on top of that, everything you need to know across the board, plus fifth stimulus. But first, before you get this recon fourth stimulus, I want you to get one item if you haven't gotten one item. I want you to get $200 for utilities because of pandemic or $500 for your electric bill because of the pandemic. City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. State Hall, State House Authority. If you have gotten one item from this channel in the last year this channel has been around, you have been put in a perfect position going to forced stimulus, which is mostly application-based. If you haven't gotten one item, today is the day I want you to make the phone call. Pick up the phone and get at least one item. And then if you can't get the other items, then reach out to the community page. It's at news.la.com/community. In the description of this video, open it up. You'll see an emoji of a house. Click the link. It'll send you over there. And reach out to them to help them get you the other sums of money. And here's a little bit about them. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds as the final 15 heats up on this big early morning's LA broadcast. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on LALATE as we go into the final 15 minutes of this big early mornings broadcast. The heat is on and everyone's ready to rock and roll as we go into the final 15 minutes of your fourth stimulus check update 2021. Congress is coming back, and what is Steny Hoyer setting up next? I have details you're only going to hear on this channel. It's really fascinating as Steny Hoyer drops an interesting third sentence in his message to congressional leaders about what they're doing. I'll go over all the analysis in this video. Then we'll cut to fifth stimulus, which raises your benefits up, and we'll go over what Steny Hoyer could have for us next. Well, those details and more as we go into the final 15 minutes, direct from Santa Monica, starting right now. And thank you for joining me on a big early mornings LA. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers at YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video to 3,000 likes and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. The YouTube outage of member alerts is still underway. It's still out. It's still down. So please pay attention to the programming schedule. I'm next back with you with Mornings LA at 9 a.m. live on air. And then 9:45 Mornings Crypto and noontime at 11 a.m. Great news across the board. Meantime, when running for the highest office in the land, the President of the United States said he was going to raise your benefits up if you're on SSI and SSDI. Well, now the Democrat caucus is taking care of this under fifth stimulus. Step one, they're going to raise your benefit limits up. Then they're going to remove the asset limit, add an inflationary benchmark, remove the income exclusion, and remove the marriage penalty. This is fifth stimulus, starts in September, goes to a vote by about November, and raises your benefits up a lifetime. Let me go over who this is for. It's for you if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, Veterans benefits, or SSA. First step, they'll raise your benefits up. Then they're going to apply a new benchmark. That new benchmark is inflation. Where is inflation going? It's going to be transitory, meaning there's going to be a temporary spike before it comes back down. When? Around December. The Fed minutes notes released on Friday suggest that they may start tapering in December for exactly this issue. So how high is that inflation rate going to be? I've been reporting about 5%. Let's do the analysis. First, they'll raise your benefits up. Then they'll apply the benchmark. And if inflation is 5%, you go up another 5%, not just next year, lifetime. Because once your benefits step up, they never step down. Then the inflation rate will be plus 1% the year after that. If the inflation rate is plus 1% the year after that, you'll be at plus 1, plus 5%. They're going to remove the asset cap dating back to a 1980s law that says you can't stay on benefits and have more than $3,000 in hand. They're going to remove the income cap dating back to a 1960s law that says you can't work and stay on benefits. And finally, they're going to remove the marriage penalty. Love is going to win, and you'll be able to marry your longtime love interest, do a pair dance, and no longer fear loss of benefits. Rob and Sandy will be able to get married, and their benefits will never cancel out. Finally, fifth stimulus check, yes. House Ways and Means Subcommittee represents they're going to give you a fifth stimulus check. Again, why does that not overlap with fourth? Because they don't represent they're going to give you 20, 40 months of checks. They just say reoccurring checks, and then they say a fifth one next year. So they don't think it's going to overlap. Finally, If you've not become a Purple Hawk, what are you doing? Underneath this video, it says join here. You need to join right now. The link to become a Purple Hawk is why you see so many people in the live chat that have Purple Hawk emojis next to their names. When you become a Purple Hawk, you get delivered daily from me via the YouTube community page, member page, YouTube community page to members, a breakdown of all the big money under first, second, third, fourth stimulus. What's law under first through third, and what's proposed under fourth and fifth. And this is why it's so important. When second stimulus was waiting around in December, we did not have it. So I showed viewers the other monies that were already on the books that you could get, and that's how Tyrone and his family got $15,000 for rent. But in January this year, third stimulus passed, and I told Purple Hawks, yeah, $1,400, sure, it's going to land, big deal, let it land, but I want to get you $14,000. I said, there's a lot of money in third stimulus, rent, utilities, food, internet, more. I went through all the lists, and at the time I said $5, $10, $15, $20,000 money right now, not 5 weeks from now, not 5 months from now. And the reason why third stimulus videos still air on this channel is because that money is available for you as you await for stimulus. That money is available for you, and the viewers of this channel understand, yeah, fourth stimulus is coming. Yeah, I'm going to get a lot of money from that fourth stimulus, probably a lot more than third stimulus, but I'm not going to wait around for it to show when there's third stimulus money I haven't gotten. I'm going to pounce as a Purple Hawk and get that money for rent, utilities, food, or internet. And thank you for all the people who send me messages daily for their success stories because they saw the video and said, wait a second, I need to get this money today. It's available now. So consider becoming a Purple Hawk or Calcino VIP or Purple Power. The link's underneath the video. And with that, we go into the final 15 minutes of this video starting right now. Deal done. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you and the American people under the fourth stimulus recon. Number one, why is it a done deal? Because one, they have agreed upon the price tag, $3.5 trillion. Two, everything in there is checks for the American people. Number three, it's going to pass. It has to pass because the Republicans want the roads and bridges to pass and the Democrats want the recon to pass. And the president says, I'm not doing one without the other. So they're both going to land on his table and it'll pass together. So that recon is fascinating because it has only checks in there. And if you've gotten a check under any of these previous stimulus packages that were application based, you're going to do really well under fourth stimulus. While we don't have the bill yet, we have some of the proposals, and here we go. Free school meals for all checks, tax break checks, cheaper prescription medication checks. Then we have election checks. We have farmers checks. We have internet checks. Then we have checks for workers and seniors, checks for workers, independent contractors, union checks, lots of checks for seniors, like checks for dental, checks for vision, checks for hearing care, and lots of checks for seniors. I love the Purple Hawks. They're always sending me messages. How do I apply for that money? That is where you stay focused on. Now, let's go to Steny Hoyer. Steny Hoyer is the majority leader in the House, and he sent out a message recently saying, get back, come on back, to his House members. Get back and be ready to start voting on August 23rd. He makes 3 sentences, of which I'm most focused on the third one. I'm not focused on the August 23rd date, which is Monday. I'm not focused on him saying that we're going to start voting that night at 6 o'clock. Rather, I'm focused on the third thing he says, which is we're going to be back in session and stay in session until we're done. Excuse me? What does that mean? Because you're just coming back to do the recon procedural, the price tag that you've already agreed on. That's a 10-second vote. Done, pass. You can go home now. No, we're not leaving till we're done with everything. What's everything then? Ding, ding, ding. If you thought it through, you realize what I'm talking about. This is analysis you're not seeing anywhere else except on this channel. Recon procedural went Senate in session, to House, then not in session, but now coming back in session. Guess who's not in session at the moment? The Senate. So once the recon procedural is done, then where does the recon substantive start if the Senate's not in session and the House is in session? Yeah, the House. Of course, that's what Steny Hoyer is getting at. Now, you've seen this on this channel for over 3 weeks before Steny Hoyer's comment. I said there was a lot of rumblings that said the recon substantive may go the other direction, the normal direction, which is House to Senate. And now it makes total sense because the House is back in session, the Senate's not. The House does this, gets it done, and sends it to the Senate. By then, the Senate's back in session, it passes off to the President. Oh, boy, yes. Let me tell you why I like it this direction, House to Senate. Number one, the House members are the ones who are writing the legislation. House subcommittee members are the ones writing the recon, substantive. Under the Constitution, different subcommittees are delegated different subject matters, like House and Ways and Means, responsible for stimulus checks and unemployment benefits. When those pages are done, they combine them, send them up to Chuck or Nancy. Number two, it makes more sense to have people who are on the House side to vote on legislation that was written by House members. Number three, House members always spend more money than senators. Number four, House members are more progressives. They spend more money than the senators who are more moderates that spend less. And finally, you rather have people spend more first on the House side before it goes to the vote-a-rama on the Senate, where they can add more money on top of that. Yes. So with that, is there anything we need to be attentive to? Absolutely. When you look at the recon substantive, the recon substantive is again saying, okay, now the committee has $10. How should the committee spend the money? Well, we know that all these checks are available to us, 3.5 trillion on the recon substantive, but you still want to make sure they spend the money the right way. That's why Seats for Stimulus is back. Hashtag Seats for Stimulus. 6 House seats, yeah, ironically, the House members who are writing the legislation, who may start the whole process, their seats are up for grabs right away in just a few weeks. So you need to push Purple Power and tell them you got to get the right kind of money in there. You got to get the right stimulus in there. Don't spend the wrong money on the wrong type of things. Warren and Sanders and Wyden saying we have to have a stimulus check monthly. AOC, Omar, saying it has to be monthly, stimulus check, and reoccurring, and $2,000. Then the House bill saying a monthly, $1,000, pandemic plus 1 year. And then the House Ways and Means saying there should be a stimulus check monthly, but not saying the amount, 4th. And then one on the 5th. And then the American Petition saying monthly, $2,000. We understand there's application-based stimulus under 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and we can do it under 4th, but boy, they got to do the right thing, so you need to push Purple Power and not be a purple donut eater, because remember, you got to push and ensure you get the big sums of money across the board. Meantime, what else should you need to know about what's happening this coming week? Well, if you have gotten money under 1st, 2nd, or 3rd stimulus, you're going to be in a great position for 4th stimulus. Here's what's at issue, is that Treasury or IRS sends out money from Treasury. IRS doesn't send out money to fix your teeth. IRS doesn't send out money to fix your internet or give you free internet. IRS doesn't send you money out to give you vision care. That's not what they do. So it's always been the case that they send money to divisions of the government and you go and get the money. And this is where big sums of monies are. These are big sums of money because it's based upon your need. And if you need stuff, you're going to get a lot of stuff. That's why I'm so excited about Purple Hawks, because if you have been with this channel all along or recently and have gotten $1 from this channel by picking up the phone, you're going to conquer. City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. State Hall, State House Authority. I want you to get $1 from this channel if you've not already. Because when you pick up the phone and you got that utilities bill paid, you're going to know how to pick up the phone under 4th stimulus and say, hey, I want to apply for that free internet. Hey, I want to apply for that dental, or I want to get that money for the workers, or get that money for this, or that money for that. Because this is where big things happen across the board. You've done it before. You did it under PEBT, where you picked up the phone and got your benefits for SNAP increased. You did it for PPP, where you picked up the phone or went to a website. PUA, you either did it on a phone or you did it on a website. And EIDL, you did it on a website. You've done it before and you can do it again. If you picked up the phone and ever called the utility company and spoken to them, you can do it again. And that's why Purple Hawks are going to do so well when 4th stimulus becomes law. There is a lot of room in there to put big monthly reoccurring stimulus checks. But in addition to that, 3.5 trillion of them will be the $3.5 trillion of checks in there are for you. They dedicated this money for you, so you get the biggest payout we've ever seen in the History Channel. Bigger than first, bigger than second, and bigger than third. And with that, I'm so excited to see you as the programming continues across the board today. And yes, because of the YouTube outage, it's important to remember today's schedule, so write it down again. I'll also be sending it out on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm next back with you in Mornings LA at 9 a.m. live on air. Don't miss that show. Then 9:45 is Mornings Crypto. Then 11 a.m. is Noontime. Then after that, we go into the exciting details of 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Afternoons LA. 3 o'clock, the new Afternoons LA. Then 5 o'clock, the new Evenings LA. And then we go into Street and Stimulus, Sirloin, and then Overnights and Purple. And so with that, it's a big morning, and I'm excited for you to join me. If you stay on this video within 5 seconds after it's over, it takes you automatically into Overnight's Crypto. And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I wish you're part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful morning, and stay with LA.